Holy ceiling action, Batman. Get this camera angle fixed. Get that shirt in the shots. Get a few order questions. Depending on if the dog gets on a rant, I'll try not to, though. Going to keep this as a shorter one, too. It's the Monday after Black Friday, and way orders. Choo-choo train of carts to get out the door. Anyways, only a few order questions. Sabin Chidester. Question for J-Dog. Being in the metal and going to shows for so long, have you noticed your hearing worsen, or do you keep it in check? Well, I'm not a dumbass, brah. I wear earplugs. Don't get me wrong. I forget them from time to time. Just saw Blind Guardian last night and I forgot them. So it's not like a deal breaker if I forget them, but 90% of shows I've ever been to since day one, you wear earplugs. This is common sense. And it's like, anybody that thinks they're raw or tough, and it's just like, no, you're not. You're just dumb, dude. It's like if you're into music, what, are you going to be deaf then? And then you can't listen to it? It's like, some stuff isn't tough guy shit. It's just, you're just an idiot. So, no, tip top over here, brah. Granted, I haven't gone for an ear test or anything, but I haven't had anybody call me out like, hey, bro, dude, goddamn, I got to repeat this multiple times. You can't hear me. Christopher Fisher, J-Dog question, comment. Sub dog, love the Hell's store. Everybody in the loop that knows about Hell's, hellsheadbeggars.com, the world's largest online metal store in the entire world. Not the U.S., the entire world knows it's the greatest. Only all the loop hoagies and posers don't. I love the channel, and I love all things heavy music related. My wife enjoys my laughter while watching your videos. I even catch her laughing too. Good. It's about time, goddammit. They stay shy and they talk trash on the dog, but deep down, they dig them. They say they don't, but they do. Also think it's cool how you talk about your marriage and put down the dudes trying to talk about other chicks things. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of guy talk. I mean, granted, even when I was single, though, I didn't talk about chicks with other dudes. I mean, because, like, I don't know, dude, like, that whole thing of, like, guys just walking around and talking about who they banged and stuff, it just seems very immature and childish to me. It's very high school-y. So I guess I was always more mature, so. Because even at the end of the day, the guys tell me, I don't care who the hell you're banging or who you're with. Just like with celebrities or gossip, or even could be the metal scene, like who's dating who's with who, like, does that kind of talk interests you guys? Like if there's a YouTube video or something, if it was like Corpse Grinder has a new girlfriend or something, like a lot of you guys would click on that. I wouldn't even watch it. I'm like, oh, skip. Like, I don't care. Like, why is that something that interests you? So yeah, no, but that's most dudes in general. Inside the metal scene and out. Nicholas Stewart, J-Dog, do you plan to eventually retire? If so, what are your retirement plans? I mean, realistically, dude, I'm probably never gonna retire to where it's like just put my feet up doing nothing, because kind of like in all honesty, it's kind of like, what's the point of that? You're meant to do stuff, and when I see people retired, even my parents, they never said I'm miserable, but I get the vibe they are. Just at best case scenario, they're just bored out of their skull. It's like, yeah, you should be working and be productive. But however, because people make the comments too, like when I talk about working and being a go-getter, and people are like, yeah, but dude, then you have no life. Like, that sucks. It's like, no, dude. You guys don't know game when you see it. You really don't. You really don't. That's why you got to send in good questions, and this one's not a bad one. When I say working and doing all that stuff, like, yes, you're gonna have to do a part where I say 5 years. That's what it took me, and I was doing the BK jobs and the fast food stuff. And you take that money, you stash money away, and you invest it into something that you do like doing. For example, what I do now is what I'm passionate about. Now, don't get me wrong. Is there days I don't feel like doing this? Yes. Is there parts about the job I don't like doing? Yes. But this isn't hard work, what I do. And not but I set it up that way. And all you guys can have it that way too. Now, if you're 40 and 50, no, you're screwed. While you're out fucking sucking on bottles and wasting time, you weren't doing that second Mac Daddy's job. Yeah, you screwed. You set your life up for failure, for living paycheck to paycheck and being miserable. If you set it up and you invested it in something that you like, and it could be anything. It's funny, dude. Even little things like, dude, if you're saving money, let's say you were saving, got that second set Mac Daddy's job, and you're saving $300 a month, and you're going to do what I said for 5 years. And let's say you're investing that $300 and you're just buying Bitcoin on the dip Every day that's at a dip, buy $300 worth of your savings. In 5 years, that's going to be up. Like, everybody knows this, and now there's going to be some people, no, it's crap. Dude, that shit's going to be, and keep in mind, I don't even own any Bitcoin. I mean, technically I own a little, but I don't even know if it counts, but technically I don't. Not even getting into it. So I'm completely unbiased, but I'm well aware, like, just do that. In 5 years, you're going to have a little gold mine. Like, if you have 50, 60 grand, and now you can put it into something that you enjoy. Now, my young mind, that wasn't the plan. Like, hey, put it into hells and it'll grow into something, live off of it. We were just doing it as a hobby, and so that's why we're putting into it. So unknowingly to me, it worked out in that sense, but it's doing what I'm telling you guys to do. Because all the money was pumping into it, and it paid off in the end. So I put it into something, but it wasn't a goal like, let's put it into this business that I'm passionate about, and theoretically it should grow, and then one day I'll be living off it, and you're living off your passion, right? So, like you're saying, for retiring, like, and people are like, oh, well, you never lived a day in your life if you're working that much. Yeah, when the shit job you're at, yeah, if you're working that 16 hours a day, of course, that's why you get it out of the way. But you have to suffer for a good 5, I would say 7 years max to take if you save the money and not going out and spending it. You do that, those 5 to 7 years of suffering, and now you got a little nest egg, and you invested into something that you can live comfortably about. And then the work that you're doing, they say that, that's the old saying, you never work a day in your life, you're doing what you love, right? Granted, I can't say I love doing this, but at the same time, what else would I do? Because when it comes down to a lot of things, dude, just like this past holiday, Thanksgiving and shit like that, when all these family dinners and stuff come up, when I break it down, I'm like, what would I rather be at? Here, working extra hours, or there? Here. Because this is easier work to me. I'd rather be doing this. This is more pleasurable for me. Most things, I don't get pleasure out of it. So, yes, I'm not telling you for the rest of your life, work 16 hours a day doing the job that you literally hate doing. No, but you shouldn't be in that position. You set yourself up for that because you didn't get the fucking second Mac Daddy's job when you were young, and you didn't, and you knocked somebody up when you're 22 like an idiot. You didn't wait to have kids till when you're minimally 30. That's what smart people do. You fucked up. That's what happened. So now, yeah, that's on you, dude. Because I love when people call that shit out. Like, and this is before channel, people would say that too. Like, well, yeah, but dude, all you do was work and stuff like that. I'm like, whoa, homie. Like, I'm looking at you right now, and especially people in the metal scene in the comments that say that stuff. I'm like, here's the thing, dude. I already know this for a fact. Some of them I met in the comments, whether it be the Layla lovers or whoever, I don't know if you ever made a comment about that, but some of them I met, and someone makes some of those comments. I'm like, dude, here's the thing, dude. I don't take advice from anyone in this world that I would not trade places with them. Nobody. Now, I'm like, some wise ass, what about a plumber or something that you're hiring? Technically, I would trade places with them knowledge-wise from what I'm hiring to do. So I'm hiring to do a job, right? Because I know somebody's going to come in and say something stupid. Well, you take advice technically when you're doing this or that. You know what the hell I mean, dummy. But when you come in and saying your life, insinuating all you do is work, you're insinuating that you got it better. Here's the thing, dude. Most of you saying that, especially because you're real passionate about the metal, I know, because you wouldn't be watching me otherwise, you would trade places with me in 2 seconds. If you saw my life, you knew all the behind the scenes, if you took everything. Guarantee the dog's more jacked than you. I guarantee his blood works better than you. I probably make more money than you. And I'm doing something that I'm passionate about, something you would be too, hence you're watching this channel. I've trumped you on everything in life. You would trade places with me like that with your life. I wouldn't trade places with you. So am I doing it wrong? I wouldn't trade places with you, buddy. So I love when people say that, and that goes for anything, dude. It's like, dude, I don't listen to people that I would not trade places with in life. So don't even give me your advice. It's like the guys at the gym, which I haven't got a guy give advice in a while, but they hand it out. I'm like, why are you giving anybody advice, dude? Like, is the outcome looking like you? Because if it is, we're going to go ahead and not do it that way because you look like shit. They do it all the time. Again, I don't take, if it's a financial advisor and he's a millionaire and we're talking about money, that's who I'm listening to. I'm not listening to a guy who's middle class or broke. I'm not taking his advice. What the fuck would I do that for? It's got to be someone above. So as far as retiring, it goes hand in hand with all what I just said because it's like, I don't know. I'll probably eventually do something. Now, do I want to be driving down to this warehouse every single day until the day I die? Preferably not. But I'm sure I'll have some part in doing it. Because again, what else am I going to do? And all the other things in life, when people mention, well, do this or do that, I'm like, using the family dinners examples, I'd rather be here doing this. I was like, I get more pleasure out of doing it. I don't enjoy that crap. I don't enjoy lying on a beach sipping on margaritas. That to me is not fun. I don't enjoy going to the bar. I don't enjoy all these things that people like. I was like, dude, to me, that's work. You got to pay me to do that shit. I don't even want to do that crap. So when I have to do it for free, and there's times I do, I'm pissed. I was like, this is harder labor than what I do, and I'm doing it for free. So that's the way I see it. So fully retire, sitting back drinking margaritas like all you lazy bums? Probably never. Jordan Selly, when was the very first time you got really lean and did it take a mental toll on you? First diet I did, and I died all the way down, is when I was 27. And, I mean, it was kind of hard. But every diet you do thereafter, when you have a new set points, it gets a little easier and easier. So, when you get to the, really, really low body fat, it becomes, you get the brain fog and the lethargy and shit like that. But, I mean, never say never. I'll ever diet myself down that lean again? Probably not, because there's no need to. I've done it a couple times just to say I've done it and I know how to do it. But, who knows? Maybe something would come up that I would do it, or just maybe want the challenge. Maybe say, like, see if I can get shredded, like 6-7% body fat at 50 years old. Maybe a challenge like that if I'm getting bored. Maybe something like that. But, you just do what you got to do, So, Kevin Hunt, late order question for the dog. Hypothetically, if you could choose to live in any country outside the U.S. and continue working with HHR, or even get a higher paying, more flexible job, where would you go and why? Cheers, heathen cunt. If I was single, which I'm not, but if I was single, Thailand. Why Thailand, dog? If you don't know, then that means you're out of the loop and you don't know shit about nothing. So do your research. As far as now, I don't know. I'd have to go visit there first to make that decision. I don't base my opinions based on what others say. I don't base my opinions on things that I hear or what I was told or what mommy said. I go by when I go there and what I thought of the place. Like places like, I've been to France multiple times. I've been to Canada. I've been to Mexico. I've been to the Bahamas. I've been to Dominican Republic. These are places I've been. Would I want to move to any of those places over the U.S.? No. If I had to choose one, out of all those, I would say France, probably, the south of France. But no, I'm not saying I would choose out of the U.S. I'm just saying if I had to choose out of the ones I just mentioned, it would be definitely not fucking commie-ass Canada. Would it be that goddamn fucking hellhole? Fuck that. France is definitely better than Canada. I can tell you that with absolute certainty. I've been to both. Again, not what I heard, not what mommy told me. I've been to both, and I can make up my own goddamn mind. So it'd have to be, I'd have to travel to places I want to go. Like, places I want to go is like, like Holland and Denmark and Australia, Spain, United Kingdom. Still want to see that, the Ripper. What the hell's, Jack the Ripper. I want to see that Jack the Ripper, tourist area and the castles and all that other crap. Sometime in my life I'll do that. Maybe when I'm retired, right? So what I would do is if I traveled it, not that there's no way I'm moving outside the U.S. I mean, I'm never say never, but 99.9% chance I never would. But I'm just saying if I was, let's say money was no option, here's a check for $100 million, go wherever the hell you want. I would visit them, for a month on end, 2 months on end. That's what I would do if I got it. That's exactly what I do. If I got like a $100 million check and money was a no option, I'd pick multiple locations that I do want to visit. I'd stay there for 2 to 3 months, each one at a time. And if there was one that I was like, shit, I love this place, I'd love to live here, then that's where I move. But you visit it first. It's kind of like the little tip for the young bucks. You don't know if you're ever dating a girl, you don't ever girl or guy goes for the guy. If the girl's wearing the pants, which a lot of them do these days, which makes sense when you see a lot of these Pee Wee Herman freaking goddamn wimps in the scene. Shit, you think they're carrying around the purse, wearing the bra and the high heels. Some of these so-called bare spot Ken dolls that call themselves men. So whoever's making the decisions, you would think, where's again living with draw a goddamn blank. Oh yeah, free game. As far as was again, what the fuck was I saying? Goddamn, lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, living together. If you're gonna get married, make sure you lived with someone for, I would say, at least a year before you actually get married, because it's different, like visiting and shit like that. Now, granted, people are like, yeah, I've always known that dog. Like, smart people do know that, but I'm saying a lot of people don't. You meet them, it's like, whoa, well, you guys were just dating and then you never lived with each other until you got married? Like, yeah, you're like, you're an idiot, dude. Why would you do that? You don't get to truly know someone and know their little quirks, and because everybody's got their pet peeves too. It's like, dude, they might have something that's just the littlest thing you're not even thinking of that they do on a regular just basis that you can't stand. Now you just sign the dotted line with this person. So that's a little tidbit for the young bucks and the young goddamn the 10 chicks that goddamn watch. Make sure you're living with the person for at least a year before you decide that. So just food for thought, kind of like what I said. If I decide I live there, to live somewhere, same thing. Live there for at least a few months. Test the waters. Don't just read it. Don't just Google it and talk to people that have lived there and like, yeah, this place sounds great, and then just pack your bags and move. What if you're 6 months in, like, oh, I didn't think about this, I didn't think about that. Man, this sucks. I kind of don't like the food. I kind of don't like whatever, the weather, any little thing. Just because somebody else liked it doesn't mean you're going to like it. So that's what I would do. So, games questions. These were all order questions. You can put in your goddamn Hell's order, or if you want your guaranteed questions in the description box, I do it, Bubbles. Later, got it.